Hey, welcome to a new vlog. Welcome if you are new here. Hi, I'm Andrea. I'm a full-time writing instructor and a part-time content creator and indie author, and I can't speak this morning. Welcome, and welcome back if you are one of my lovely returning friends. It is great to have you all here. I'm going for a walk. It is 8:18 in the morning, so it's a bit early for me, and it feels even earlier because I did not sleep last night. I'm so tired. That's not ideal. I've got a call, I think, if everything's good to go ahead, I've got a call in 40 minutes at 9 a.m. So I just want to dash out and go for a walk. It's starting to warm up today, or like really warm up today. It's starting to get hot. It's 78 degrees right now, so it'll be warm, especially in the sun, but it should still be pretty nice. I have another call this afternoon, but otherwise I have a lot of book work I want to do. This is going to be kind of a cozy at-home book vlog. I've got a lot of editing I want to do, and I've got some writing I want to do. I managed to do a little bit of everything yesterday, although I was editing Royal Romance in bed right before doing my evening reading. So yeah, so I'm gonna try to do stuff earlier in the day today and not still be working on things at night. I saved it intentionally for that so that I could stop and have dinner at a reasonable time, but I still don't like doing that. But yeah, that's kind of the rough plan for today, so we'll see what we get done. But I've got a flashing low battery light. I couldn't beat the flashing battery light, but that was definitely a sign. It's now 8:21. It's time to go for a walk. So let's go. That was actually nicer than I was expecting it to be. Considering it was getting warm, it really wasn't that bad out there. I'm glad I went out for a walk. It wasn't very long, but it was still actually really nice. I didn't get as warm and as overheated as I was expecting to. So I'm gonna get myself freshened up after my call. It's 9:04. I need to be publishing a vlog. That's what I was doing. I need to publish this vlog. So I still need to go through all the steps of getting it's uploaded, but I haven't gone through all the different pages after the uploading yet. I'm going to finish getting this shared across social media. I'm going to do my call, then I'll do some other stuff, try to clean up this just a little bit, and then we will switch over to bookwork, and I'll give you some writing and project updates. Alrighty, it is 20 to 4. I am so tired. I only got 5.5 hours of sleep last night. I don't know if I said that earlier in this vlog. And then going for my walk was lovely and I don't regret it. I'm glad I did it, but that's just depleted me even more. And then I've done 2 calls. I had an over 2-hour call this morning and that went great, but it was still a long call. And then I had therapy. I had a call for my therapy session from 2 to 3. After getting myself cleaned up and I had some lunch and then I watched some YouTube videos. I did get some work done before therapy. And then it's been like an hour since I got off that call and I was going to just watch like one short YouTube video and finish my coffee and relax and like turn off my brain for just like 10 minutes and yeah, an hour later. So clearly I needed to just rest, but yeah. Of the work that I got done before therapy, I did a little bit of work on LinkedIn. I finally like updated some things and then I did some work on the cover presentation for Across the Pond 4. So kind of some updates because I last vlogged. Didn't I vlog on Monday? Oh gosh. I vlogged on Monday. I vlogged on Monday. I'm pretty sure that's the vlog I need to edit. June 12th. Monday. Yes, I did vlog on Monday. Oh my gosh. So yesterday is all I need to update you on, really. Yesterday, I also did some work on LinkedIn. I did some more content writing work, and I did a lot of cover presentation work. So let me just move you guys. I'm not going to give you a super close look, but you can see a little bit. I've got the cover presentation for Independent Hearts 3, and this is the cover presentation for Across the Pond 4. So I was doing a lot of work on this on Tuesday. I made a ton of progress on this. And so yesterday what I was working on was putting in all of the visual imagery. Now that you know that book 3, go watch the last vlog if you don't know this, but book 3 is about Elise and the candle shop. So the kind of visual themes for Independent Hearts 3 is small town, shop front, so like different shop fronts like I've got here, candle shop, candles, botanic prints, vintage jars, and old bookshelves. So I've kind of envisioned that her candle shop has a very like vintage apothecary type style to it. So I've got lots of like shelving and cabinetry and like old apothecary boxes and things like that. I'm excited about all of that. So the book cover will be based on some sort of shop front, but then I like finding other images from like what the interior of the shop would look like, or some of the elements like vintage jars or botanical prints, because those can be used as motifs and little doodles for the back cover. So like in the Inn of Hopes and Dreams, we had like a rack with the keys for the inns, and we had a little like breakfast tray with a coffee mug and some croissants. I like collecting images like this that I could then use for the back cover. So as well as use some of these more detailed drawings to help me figure out what little doodles I might do in the shop windows, because like in the bookshop of possibilities, I kept it simple, but there's still like designs and things I drew inside the shop windows. So, and even Inn of Hopes and Dreams, like it's not a shop, it's an inn and a pub, but there's like, this is the kitchen and you can see some mixing bowls and like flour and sugar canisters, and then there's like pint glasses and coffee mugs and things over on the pub side. So I've found a bunch of stuff to start giving me ideas for that, so that's exciting. So I did that yesterday, and then today I've got some images for, I've got 3 different ideas rattling around in my head for the book cover for Across the Pond 4. So the visual themes are London, Knightsbridge, Chelsea, luxury hotels, luxury shopping, champagne glasses, things like that. Afternoon tea, kind of that luxury hotel and shopping London vibe, if you will. So I've got some exteriors of some hotels, some exterior shots of Harrods and kind of the, you know, which is a very iconic Knightsbridge kind of scene, and then some Georgian townhouses in Chelsea. And then I've got just some like London in spring kind of themes, and these are ideas for some back cover stuff. So like afternoon tea, champagne glasses, stuff like that. This might be as far as I get for now. I think I'm going to use, for both covers, use the images that I found so far. So I'm kind of marking them off as being done for the moment. And then I want to, I scroll back, did I cross them both off? No, I did not. So I can cross off cover presentation. I think the presentation is mostly done. So that's great. Those are 2 huge tasks off my list for June. Now I want to start playing around with actually illustrating things. I need to get my sketchbook back out. So the next step will be doing some rough, really rough sketches. I think for Independent Hearts 3, it won't be so bad. I just need one rough sketch, but I think I want to do a rough sketch of my 3 different options and then maybe run those by my alpha readers. I need to think, and I think I need to see at least a rough visual representation of what my 3 different options would be. So yeah, we'll see. But I made progress on that. So I got that checked off my list for the month, for the week, for the day. Cover presentations have been a big thing. So I got that checked off today, and then I had my therapy call. And so now it is nearly 4 o'clock. I'm finally sitting at my desk to work. I am going to try sitting at my desk. I managed to sit here for a bit on Monday, I think, and then was pretty tired and like ready to not be at my desk after a while. And then yesterday, I think yesterday I worked on the couch the whole time. So my back is doing a lot better. I'd say I'm probably, in general, I'm probably 90% recovered from throwing it out a week ago. In terms of being able to sit at my desk, I'm probably about 75% recovered. So I can sit at my desk, but not for very long. And I think the fact that I didn't sleep last night, this is one of the things that I noticed. I remember having this thought at like 2 or 3 a.m. when I woke up in the middle of the night. I could feel my body was still in a lot of pain. And when I don't sleep, my body doesn't repair itself as much, and so today I just feel like I'm in a lot of pain. The back pain is more middle and upper back, so I don't think it's really related to what I had previously done to it. I think it's just my back is sore and tired because I'm sore and tired. But I want to sit at the desk for at least a little bit. So what is left on my task list for today? I need to write in Independent Hearts, which we are up to. We're down to. I managed to do, how much did I do yesterday? So you guys saw me, I did 1,099 words in the last vlog, and yesterday I did 1,189 words in Independent Hearts 3, so that's great. I also did 2 chapters of read through quick editing in Independent Hearts and 1 chapter in Royal Romance. So today I need to write in Independent Hearts and I need to do my editing in Across the Pond and Royal Romance. I also wanted to start editing a vlog. Otherwise I'm gonna have to do all of it tomorrow, which I really don't like doing a whole vlog in one day anymore, but that might just be what I have to do. So I'm gonna start with the writing and the editing first, and then I might put on something I can zone out and edit to while I relax this evening and do just a little bit of editing, vlog editing. So I'm going to start with Independent Hearts. I'm going to do my writing in that. So thanks to the writing I did yesterday and going a little over my word goal both Monday and yesterday. I am now down to 863 words. I'm still going to try to do at least 1,000. I'm still trying to maintain about 1,000 words. I am almost done with chapter 18, which is exciting. I'm going to try to finish chapter 18 today, and I'm going to try to finish it in about 1,000 words or so. So I might let myself go. I'm also at 88,775. It would be kind of nice to hit 90K today, which would put me a little bit ahead of schedule for the week. I'm gonna aim for somewhere between 1,000 words. Well, somewhere between 863 words is the minimum. 1,000 is the ideal. And then 1,225 would be fantastic. And then 1,225 would be fantastic. So we shall see. I'm going to stop talking and get writing. It's just about 5 o'clock, so it took me an hour, but I did finish chapter 18. So we've got 2 chapters left and the epilogue. So close to the end of this book. And I'm at 90,000 words. That means this should come in right at about 100,000 words. Maybe slightly over. Chapter 18 ended up being about 5,400 words, which is a little bit longer than I'd like, but it does have a couple really big, pivotal, kind of climactic scenes, so I might be able to get away with it. I don't think the last 2 chapters will be quite that long, so if I can keep these last 2 chapters around the 4,000 word mark and then do like a 2,000 word epilogue, we'll come in right around 100,000 words. But it also means even if they go a little over, this one would probably then be maybe like 102,000, 103 at the most. So I'm not going to adjust my word count yet, like to put it over 100,000. Because even though my daily goal keeps coming down, I'm still doing about 1,000 words a day. So I know I will finish early. I'm not worried about not finishing before the end of June. So I think it'll be okay. But yeah, so we're in a bad spot plot-wise. We're in a very bad spot for our main character here, but we're in a good spot writer-wise. But yeah, I'm excited. So it's 5 o'clock, it's 5:03. I need to switch to Across the Pond. And I did have one of you ask me if I could discuss a little bit more about how I do my Scrivener read-throughs. And like, do I print it out? How do I get stuff onto my Kindle? Things like that. Getting stuff onto your Kindle has gotten a little complicated. So for doing the Kindle read through, I compile the manuscript in Scrivener, and I export that to an EPUB. Or sometimes I'll put it into Vellum first and do some formatting. But what I've noticed is that when I try to sideload something onto my Kindle after formatting in Vellum, none of the formatting comes through. There's something magic that Amazon does when you upload an EPUB that's been formatted in Vellum. It does something magical through KDP that keeps all that beautiful formatting that Vellum does. So the Kindle read-through I just did of Across the Pond didn't have any of the formatting I put in it. Now, one of my alpha readers sent me a picture of her reading it, or reading Rural Romance, and it had all of the beautiful formatting. So I don't know what she did. I don't know what she did that kept that formatting, because I can never see my formatting. So I think so how I get stuff onto my Kindle is I export it either from Vellum or from Kindle or from Scrivener as a generic EPUB. So a .epub file, .epub, which Scrivener will let you do that. When you go to compile, it gives you options to compile it, which is basically their word for export, as a Word doc, as a PDF, as an EPUB. I think they do Mobi as well, but Kindle does not like Mobi anymore. So I compile it to an EPUB. And then from that, I email myself the EPUB file. So from my computer, I go into Apple Mail, create a new email, attach the EPUB file, and email it to myself. Or I email it from one of my email addresses, to like my personal to my author website email address. So I email it to myself, and then on my iPad, because that's the other thing, I don't have a Kindle, I have an iPad with the Kindle app. And that might be another thing that causes a difference. So I open that email on my iPad and I tap the file and it brings up a option of what to open it in. I could open it in iBooks. That doesn't seem to work with my formatting in Vellum either. I'm still figuring out how to open my Vellum EPUB files and have all my beautiful formatting. But I just then choose to open it in Kindle and it sends it to my Kindle. Now there is a way, and I would recommend Googling this because you'll get far better steps and like visuals to follow. But there is a way to email stuff straight to your Kindle, and this would work if you're working on a Kindle or on a Kindle app on another tablet. So your Kindle device or your Kindle account has an email address attached to it, and that is how your books get sent to your Kindle. And so then you email the file to that particular email address, and that will send it straight to your Kindle. And this is what they're still developing, like Amazon was working on this because they didn't want us to continue using Mobi files, but they also know that people want to get books onto their Kindle, and so they were creating this like send to Kindle option. I just do the workaround of emailing it to myself, and then in my iPad just telling it to open it in Kindle, and then it sends it to my Kindle that way. I can read them, they just don't have all the fancy formatting that Vellum puts in, but that does get it onto my Kindle. So when I'm doing a Kindle read through of one of my drafts, that's what I do. It keeps my book cover, my temporary book cover, all of that. It just doesn't do the fancy formatting. When I do the Scrivener read through, I'm not printing anything off. I'm literally reading it on Scrivener. But the reason I call it a Scrivener read through rather than an editing pass, I differentiate them in my brain. The difference for me is with the Scrivener read through, it's like a really quick edit. It's a quick editing pass. I'm not going very slowly. I'm reading through it pretty quickly, slower than I do when I read it on my Kindle. So the Kindle read through is as if I'm reading someone else's novel. I'm not making notes. I'm not highlighting anything. I'm not flagging anything. I'm not writing anything down or typing anything as I'm working. I'm literally just reading through it as if I was reading any other novel. I'm checking for just like a general feel or vibes. When I do the Scrivener read through, I'm reading through it a little bit more slowly, but I'm still reading through it pretty quick. So I'm not making any big changes. I'll make a note, like so I'm doing 2 Scrivener read-throughs right now, one for Across the Pond 4 and one for Royal Romance 1. And like last night I made a note for Royal Romance that just said, this chapter is way too long, you need to cut a lot from this. And I made a couple quick notes. I haven't done a detailed read-through, I just started reading that chapter. It's 8,000 words long. It needs to either be cut or it needs to be split. Something needs to happen. It's too long for a chapter. And the book is a little too long for me overall. So I feel like rather than splitting it into 2 chapters, I do just need to trim that chapter. So I'm not deleting anything yet. I'm just saying this bit's too long, or this scene isn't working, or you need to look at this scene. I'm making really big, quick notes. I'm highlighting things. I'm using the comment feature in Scrivener to make comments on things. You know, things like, can this scene or moment be moved up? Can I condense this here? Or this scene needs to be condensed? Or, you know, bring this character in a little bit more throughout the book, because I'm realizing I kind of start setting up this character and then we never really come back to them. So it's things that I know I need to, on the next pass, spend more time on. And so what I'm learning about my editing process is, as I do the Scrivener read through, I'm kind of going through and I'm not making the changes yet. I'm making really minor spelling and grammar changes and corrections, but I'm not actually doing any proper developmental editing. I'm making developmental edit notes in this stage, which is why in my word count section in the notes, I'm calling it draft 1.5. I'm not calling this draft 2. This is draft 1.5. So it's not a full developmental edit, but it's still a separate pass that I'm doing, if that makes sense. So the difference for me is this is kind of, on this pass, I'm kind of making my list, my task list, my notes list of the big developmental edits I'm going to have to make on draft 2, on that next big pass. And so on that next big pass, I'll go through a lot more slowly. I'll take 2 or 3 days per chapter instead of 1 day per chapter or 2 chapters per day like I'm trying to do right now. So I'll go through it a lot slower. I'll take more time to work on different scenes. I'll start moving scenes around, or really condensing scenes, or compiling different sections, or working on more character development. So in the Scrivener read through, it is an editing pass, but it's not to the same level or depth of what is coming. And that's because I'm just realizing that when I've tried to just go straight into the developmental edit after just doing a Kindle read through, because I don't take any notes on my Kindle read through, I forget, oh yeah, the 3rd quarter of the book has this massive issue that kind of needs to start being addressed in the 1st quarter of the book, or something like that. So by doing the Scrivener read through, I'm still going through it pretty quickly so that I'm not forgetting things by the time I get into the second half of the book. It hasn't been that long, but I'm not reading through it super fast either. Have I completed that thought correctly? It's getting late and I'm getting tired, but that's just kind of how it's different. So I don't print this out. I'm reading it in Scrivener so that I can highlight things in the main document editor window, so that I can add notes in the little notes window with where the index card and the notes are, or I can toggle over to the comment section so that I can highlight things or select sections of the text and put a comment. With Royal Romance, there's a lot with the fictional country that the book is set in that I'm still deciding things. So I've got a lot of notes related to that. At the end of the Scrivener read through for both books, I can then go through chapter by chapter and kind of copy and paste all of my comments and all of my notes into a separate document or write them all up in the project notebook, and I can see at a glance, okay, chapter 1 has 3 minor comments. Chapter 2 has 1 big comment. I've got a lot I've got to rework. Chapter 3 has a couple minor things and 1 kind of medium-sized thing. And then that can help me figure out, okay, chapter 1 I'm going to get through pretty quick. Chapter 2 is probably going to take me 2 days or 3 days to actually complete everything I want to do. Chapter 3 and 4, I think I can get done a little bit faster and get 2 chapters done in 1 day. It'll help me create my kind of developmental edit task list and break up my time and figure out how long that next developmental edit pass is going to take, if that makes sense. This is a big change for me in my editing. I've not really done it this way for my last few books. So it's just for Across the Pond 4, Independent Hearts 3, and Rural Romance 1 are going to be the first 3 books that I kind of do it in quite this way. So I'll keep you posted. But yeah, that's just a little bit more clarification on the Kindle read through, the Scrivener read through, what kind of files I'm actually working with. But yeah, it is now 5:17. I need to do some editing. I wanted to try to get through 2 chapters of Across the Pond and then 1 chapter of Rural Romance, and I think I'm just gonna get through. I am ahead on Rural Romance. I've done 3 so far, and I wanted to do 5 for the week. So I think I can leave Rural Romance for the day, but I'm on 4 out of 10 for Across the Pond 4. So I might see if I can do two chapters, maybe do 1 and then get something started for dinner and then do a second. But yeah, I need to get to editing. I need to switch my theme, switch my ambiance video, switch my music playlist, and get editing. I have done 2 more chapters in Across the Pond 4, so I'm on track. I've been doing 2 chapters a day, so if I can keep that up, if I can do 10 chapters this week and 10 more chapters next week, then I'll almost have it done. There's 24 chapters, so if I could do 10 chapters, if I could do the remaining 4 to get to 10 by Friday, and then if I did a couple chapters this weekend and a couple chapters next weekend as well, then I could finish it by the end of next weekend, which would be good, because then, where does that put me? That would put me at the 24th, 25th, so that would give me the last few days of June that I could take a break from this project, work on something else, like hopefully be doing a Kindle read through of Independent Hearts 3, like hopefully by the 24th, 25th I'll be finished with the first draft. I can also then spend the last few days of June preparing for Camp Nano, for July Camp Nano, and starting to do some prep work for Across the Pond Book 5. I still can't believe that that's my plan for July camp. This could be a really bad idea. I don't normally work on the next book in a series while I'm still editing the previous book. Usually I wait until, I think in the past I've always waited until like I've submitted the book to KDP and I'm waiting for my proof copy. Then is when I let myself start the next project. But like I said in the previous vlog, if I have left it in, if I didn't edit it out, book 5 is just like info dumping into my brain more and more every day. I can't stop thinking about it. I don't think I've ever been this possessed by a book. Like, it's not just one scene, it's multiple scenes flooding into my brain and I can't stop thinking about it. So it has to be the next project. I'm gonna work on that one really slowly. I think I'm just gonna set a really low goal throughout camp and then keep doing a low goal and just do, like, take 5 or 6 months to write it. I don't need to write it fast because I've got 3 other books I'm editing, or will have 3 books by the end of this month that I'm editing. So there's no rush to write the next one. But yeah, editing, the Scrivener read through of Across the Pond is going really smoothly. There were a few typos that I fixed, and I'm sure I missed a few others. I catch more with every pass. But yeah, I didn't really have any big notes. I think there were some more things that I thought later in the book I'd want to tweak, but like, I just don't have that much so far for this one. Like, I'm now about a quarter of the way through, and the first quarter just feels really good. Like, the pacing feels good, the momentum feels good, the flow feels good, the plot and character development feels really strong. So that always makes me nervous because it's too good to be true. You don't write a good first draft, but I actually kind of like this first draft. So yeah, I don't know. I still haven't spoken to my friend Janelle, who's one of my alpha readers, and my mom is still doing her alpha read, so I need to talk to them. But my first alpha reader really liked it, didn't really have a whole lot of comments, so it's just, yeah, I don't know. But I'm just, so far I'm not finding anything major that I need to change. This one, it did take me a while to outline. Like, it took me a while to get my idea. I went down one path. It was going to be a very different story, and then I realized I just didn't really like that plot, and I had to talk with a friend, and she helped brainstorm some more ideas, and I really liked what we came up with, and started going down that path, and it just kept, that idea clicked, that idea worked. And so it took me a while to outline it and to get the story that I wanted to tell, but once I got that, the rest of it went pretty smoothly. And when I slowed down after Nano, it was just because I burned out, and it was the end of the semester, and it was Christmas, and I didn't feel like writing. I didn't have the joy in writing at that point. But it wasn't like a writer's block situation, because I don't believe in writer's block, but like, there wasn't any block, there wasn't any difficulty in that way. I was just tired. So that's the only reason it took me so long to finish it compared. Like, that's why it's not the fastest book I've written. I feel like Bookshop of Possibilities is probably one of the fastest books I wrote. But this book feels similar to that, in that once I got the story, the writing came to me, and any slowdown was not to do with the story or my ideas or wanting to write it. It was just, I was tired. Just tired. So, but you don't write perfect first drafts. Like, something, it's making me self-conscious because I feel like something has to be wrong with it. It can't be that good in the first draft. But I'm just not finding very many big things. But maybe the next 3 quarters there will be more issues. So we'll see. But yeah, editing has gone well. So today, the three things, I didn't post anything to my author Instagram account, but that's fine. The two big things I didn't get done today is I didn't do any vlog editing, which I'd wanted to try to do some vlog editing, but oh well. And I haven't done any editing in Royal Romance. I think dinner is still going. I'm roasting some green beans. I'm gonna pop a toasted sandwich in there, a sandwich to toast, while the green beans finish. So I need to go do that. So I think I'm going to swap over to Royal Romance and start editing this absolute monster of a chapter. 8,000 words. See, this is one of those things where writer Andrea says, just write. You'll edit it later. And then later, editing Andrea is like, why can't writing Andrea show just a little bit more restraint and conciseness as she's writing? Because 8,106 words. Gosh darn it. Writing Andrea. Chill the F out. Like, I don't want to edit this because I don't want to have to condense this. But anyway, that's what editing draft 2 Andrea will have to deal with. For draft 1.5, I'm just reading through it and making notes. So I think I'm gonna start reading through this so that it's less work to do tomorrow to finish it while dinner finishes cooking, and then I'm just gonna go sit down and chill out for the night. I am so tired and my back is killing me sitting at this chair. Not my lower back, not the part that's been bothering me. My upper back and my shoulders just feel really tight and really tense. I need to go address that timer because it's driving me nuts. But yeah, I'm gonna continue doing some editing for just about 10-15 more minutes, I think. And then I can sit down and just completely relax for the night. I do not feel very good tonight. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. I'm gonna go. If you enjoyed this vlog, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Join the fun here. All of that good stuff. And in the comments, you can leave me some yellow flower emojis because there are still some Palo Verde blossoms out. Like, unbelievable. I can't believe the monsoon is starting. Like, monsoon season is starting in just a few days, and yet there's still Palo Verde blooms on the trees. I don't know what is happening. I don't know what season it's in. Arizona doesn't know either. It's Palo Verde season and monsoon season at the same time. I don't know what kind of alternate world we're living in, but it is the world we're living in apparently. So leave me some yellow flower emojis to let me know which one of you lovely people have made it all the way to the end of this vlog. I would really appreciate that. Say hi in the comments. I don't have a special question, so just say hello, give me an update on whatever you're working on, how your day or week or whatever is going, and we'll just have a nice little chat down in the comments. And I'm now going to get back to watching my show, and I will see you all very soon in the next vlog. Thank you very much for watching this one. Bye!